Hey guys, Catch Up Yoshi here. This video is a collection of highlights from my Twitch stream. You can catch the stream live at twitch.tv/catchupyoshi. There may be some extreme language and shit like that, so viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy! I need to take a minute and just study that angle and see if there's a better, more logical way that I could line that up. Let me just draw this in Microsoft Paint for a second. I really want to figure out this geometry problem. So, if you study the texture of the wall here, you can see that it's kind of angled like this way right here. Mario, the idea is that he does a backflip, and then he goes something like this, and then he bounces off the wall. It will just indicate that with orange right here. Actually, I don't want him to crash right there. I want him to crash right here. Right here is where we want Mario to crash in here. Let me just write in the word backflip. We'll say that he's standing right about here. So what we want to do is we want to get Mario to bounce off that wall, and then we sort of like strafe to get Mario going from there to here. And with the angle, we want him to be facing completely straight so that he can then, a juicy secret. How do we get this magical, mysterious angle? So we're looking at this mathematically here. We'll call this angle right here X. There exists another angle that's like sort of equal to this X. And then we're just gonna imagine that Microsoft Paint makes sense. This X is the same as this X. So how do we get to X? There is going to be a little bit of flexibility with the angle because this is not a 45-degree wall at all right here. This is like 60 degrees or something like that. So we're going to make another line that's sort of I believe orthogonal is the right word. Perpendicular. We'll use that word. You know, with Mario's wall kicking mechanics, there's a certain zone of devastation here that must be avoided. This area right here, if Mario has an angle that's in this zone, then he is gonna be dead. If his angle is in this zone, he's going to be... I don't think I can write the word alive here, but I'm going to try. Alive. There we go. And let me grab a line here for this. If Mario's in that dead zone with his angle, then we're screwed. There is sort of a range right here that we want to hit here because, you know, it's probably not reasonable to expect a perfect angle. And this is the range that we want to get. And that whole range there, we'll draw a star there. We'll draw a red star since this is a 74 Extreme Edition. That little range here is what we want. How are we going to see this angle? So that right there is the ideal jump. You want to ideally be where that green line is to get it straight so that we're effectively going off of that with this angle and going straight.
Bazinga!
Oh shit, bad boy, you just missed it. Now we must figure out how to make all of this math practical. For example, let's stand right here. Now we can assume, you see this like sort of line right here. Like this line on the floor that I'm standing on. Between this red brick and this purple brick. Hey, what's up, Ascari? So, we can assume that the way that this is designed, this has got to be like a 45-degree angle right here. Like against this corner right here, it's, you know, you get this edge and this edge, that's 90 degrees, and directly down the middle is 45 degrees. Well, how can we line up such a crazy-ass jump here? Well, say we stand on this corner, rotate the camera once, and at the peak of the camera rotation, like right when the rotation ends, we press forward. I'm gonna do it now. That's about a 45-degree rotation. The other problem is that this isn't in 2D, this is in 3D, so perspective from the camera also becomes an issue here. You know what, actually, there might be a better way that we can approximate this triangle. If we stand directly at the corner, you could just sort of... Ooh, this gives me an... Ah, my god. See, there's a missing variable here that's going to unlock the secret behind this jump. The theory behind this jump. And that secret variable is X. And right now we're gonna find X. We're gonna find where X is hiding, and we're gonna bring X to justice. That's not where X is hiding. So now that we're up here, we're gonna try to figure out this math problem. But we're not gonna fall off this time, because what we need to do is we need to take a screenshot here and put it into our favorite math program, Microsoft Paint. Hopefully the fact that this is on an incline doesn't throw off my angle math too much. Actually, what I'll do is I'll stand directly in the middle of the triangle for the most accurate angle. And we're gonna figure out how we're gonna get this angle right here. So we're gonna crouch just so it'll be easier for the screenshot. And yeah, that's a good screenshot. Now next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom in so we can get a real good look at this. And we're gonna draw a big ass line. We got this angle right here. How do I draw angles using Microsoft Paint? Okay, I know a way. Okay, so what pixel is this on? X equals 797. X equals 917. We're going to call this line right here change in X, or delta X. And that's going to be equal to 120. Because that's how the numbers work out. We need to double the delta X. This is the same delta X as before. So we know that delta X is equal to 120. So we can go to X equals 797. And we can say that we go 120 more in this direction. And then we're going to be at X equals 677. So now we figured out what the third point of our triangle is. We'll call them, to be more mathematical here, we're going to call this one X1. We're going to call this one X2. We're going to call this one X3. Alright, what's the next problem? Well, if we know X, then the next thing that we need to know, obviously, is Y. Y2 equals, that was what, 857? Now, in this case, Y1 is equal to Y3. because the y-coordinate on these 2 points right here will remain exactly the same. And so if we just look at where we are, just sort of kind of look at it, we can see the number that it tells us in the bottom left corner. And that looks like about... Okay, for ease of calculation, we'll say that's 557. We're going to find out the height and the width of the triangle to figure out what these angles are. Because I'm sure there's some geometric theory that I can use. We're going to call the 2 variables here length and height. So we're going to do a fancy L here. We're going to do like a curly L, because that looks good. And then we're going to do... Actually, we'll do W, because that's more like width anyway. We'll say L and W. I like those. Wait, Mario's hat is red, so we got to switch colors here. And so W is going to be 2 times 120, which is going to be 240 pixels. L equals Y2 minus, we'll just call it Y1, because they're both the same, equals, Y2 is 857, 57, minus 557. We're starting to get a really good idea of what kind of triangle this is, because that right there, that is 557, that's 857. So that must mean that the length of the triangle must be 300 pixels. Now think about these ratios here. These are some pretty nice ratios that we have here. So let's redraw this so it's a little bit easier to see. You know, the fact that this is, whatchamacallit, what's it called? Isosceles triangle. Where it's like, you know, you got like, you can split it down the middle and you can make like... I forgot how to explain the isosceles triangle, but that... Whoa, shit! What just happened? What the hell? Yo, I just died! What the hell? Wow, I just died in the middle of a math problem. I don't even know what just killed me. Was that that spiny bastard got me? Oh my god. Holy shit. I can't believe I just died. Okay, well, it's okay. We'll just do this here. Let me get the Crudelo Sphere beat back on, because this sounds awkward with just silence. Okay. So, well, let's just pretend we're back over there. Alright, this is good math problem music. Let's draw a theoretical, like, extra thingy around it. We gotta remember that when choosing our angle, we're gonna be coming in from the outside. You know, Mario is gonna be doing his, like, backflip, and then he's gonna land against this wall. First thing we want to do is we just want to figure out one of these angles. Let's just split this into like a smaller region too. We'll split it into 120 here. Oh yeah, what's up, Brandon? Yeah, we're doing a trig right now to figure out this jump right here, because we got to get the fourth secret. That's the one thing keeping me from getting the star. You got your opposite, your hypotenuse, and your adjacent when you're looking at the thingy there. So you got your angle. What's the opposite? So we're doing it off of this angle right here. So we're going to call this one O. And the hypotenuse is the really long side of the triangle, obviously. So this right here is H.
So what are you trying to figure out, though?
I'm trying to figure out the angle of the triangle, or like the angle that I've got to rotate Mario at in order to hit this wall.
How long have you been doing this?
Just like a few minutes now. This 120 right here, that's the adjacent. So, you know, and we're gonna call this angle theta. because that's what every angle is called.
Theta.
What do we know so far? Let's put a star by what we know. Well, we know the this one right here. This is the O, the opposite. We know the O, so we're gonna put a star by it. So that's what we know, and we know this one too, the adjacent one.
We know about the O.
Okay, so you know it's so. Here, let me write the thingy there. So. Toa. Okay, so, you know, you only really need to do this if you're, like, in a trig class or whatever, so we're just gonna skip past that part. Sine of theta... Wait, no, wait, let's make sure we know which one we're doing. Toa. Yeah, this one. We want the tangent here. We're gonna...
How many viewers you got right now?
I don't know, like 6 or something. Let me check here.
Everyone's just learning math.
We're gonna go with the tangent here. So, tangent of theta equals O over A. Let's put the numbers in now. What have we got here? The opposite is 300. 300 over 120. So, tangent of theta is going to be equal to 300 over 120, which is obviously the same as 5 halves, which is 2.5. And don't ask me how I know this. I just looked at it. It looks like good math there. Y'all can verify it yourself if you got a calculator or whatever. So what we need to do is, I believe we gotta do the tan inverse of the thingy there. What you want to do, let me see if I got like a calculator lying around somewhere. I've probably got one somewhere. Let me check. Oh, there's one. Yeah, I found one. Let's see. Let me see if it still runs.
Batteries are so dead, bro.
Yeah, I think this is a dead calculator, guys. Let me see if I got another calculator, guys. I probably got another one. Yeah. This. Okay, here we go. I found another one, guys. Okay, so this one probably got like solar power or something. Does this one work? Okay, this one turns on. Okay. So, you know, let me just make sure you guys can see this. You know, this is, you know, the calculator. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this to do the math for us, so we don't have to consult like a trig table or whatever. There should be a 2.5 button here. Theta equals tan inverse of 2.5 on the calculator. This magical theta. I'm gonna type this in here. So that's 2.5, and what we're gonna do here, let me make sure I got this on the right button here. So we got whatchamacallit, 2.5 right there. So we're gonna press this button, and it's in degree mode, so what the fuck is that? Oh shit, yeah, this looks like... Is this really a 68 degree angle? Yeah, we're looking at probably a 68 point... I don't know if y'all can see this, but it's a 68.19859051 degree angle that we've got to look at here. And so what we want to do to get it straight, I think we want to chop like 45 degrees off of that or something, or maybe chop it down to 45 degrees. So I think maybe what I need to do is line up the angle and then rotate Mario 23 degrees either to the left or to the right. I think probably to the left. Or no, wait, no, that would get me more into the danger zone. I think I need to go 23 degrees to the right. 68 degrees. We'll round it to the nearest degree so that we know what we're doing here. We want Mario to draw a line here. If we know that this is 68 degrees, right? Due to some weird geometric thingy, this is also 68 degrees.
I remember that.
Okay.
I forget what it's called. It's like the symmetric angle property.
I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it now. I need to do another line. I mean, I need to make another line here. This green line right here represents an angle that I can consistently get, which is literally facing that wall directly. This is an angle that I can consistently set up. I can get it 100% correct every time. Now we're getting very close to a breakthrough here. Those two yellow lines right there that I just drew. Ooh, wait. 68 degrees. So to add it up to 90, that means these red angles must both be 22 degrees. Okay, so camera rotation equals 45 degree movement there. So this is what I can consistently set up. I need to rotate Mario 22 degrees further to the left, and I'm going to demonstrate what I mean right now. So we're going to go into the Mario. Now the good news is that that 22 degree number is also about half of a camera rotation. We're facing the wall that we're going to bounce off of as head-on as we possibly can, right? This is head-on, we're facing the wall. If Mario was to jump directly forward at the wall, and just to demonstrate what I mean here, I'm going to open up paint on top of this. That green line that I drew, that I'm showing right here, this green line is what I'm looking at in the game right now. This is what I could easily line up. But what I want is this lower yellow line. This is the angle that I want. So Mario needs to rotate 22 degrees to the left. And we're going to write a side note. 22 degrees is about half. So do half. And that is how we're going to do this job. Camera rotate is 45 degrees, 22 degrees is about half, so do half. And therefore, with this final breakthrough, we have solved how the hell we're going to get this angle based on the triangle. I really hope this theory is good.
Let's try it out.
So we're going to test it. Oh yeah, first we want to do this. It's not this.
What?
Because that goes too far into the wall. It goes too far forward down the wall kick sequence. This is not right. But this, directly facing the wall, is also not right, because you end up facing towards, like, way out there in the sky, where you're guaranteed to die. So, the ideal way to line up the camera isn't all the way here, and isn't here, but it's exactly in the middle. Now this is where skill at the game becomes involved. Where the fuck is the middle? So, let's just look at it. Let's just get a feel for this camera. You know, like, we gotta know, like, where the middle is, roughly. Okay, so, like, geometrically... Let's try this. Let's try that. I press forward about halfway through that rotation, right? So, this should work. That was literally perfect. That was literally perfect angle. I just solved it. Let's fucking go. We just solved the Morbid Deadly puzzle. Now all we gotta do is practice and we're gonna get the star. Let's go.
Spaghetti.